Thank you for joining me today. Got a speed build here, Sims 4. I chose Rindle Rose in... oh boy. Willow Creek. Good heavens. Off to a good start. How's everybody doing, by the way? I hope you're all well. I just felt like building, and I know I do too much Oasis Springs, so I went back to the roots of the game here. I don't mind this world. I think it's cute. It has a lot of pretty background. But I chose Rindle Rose because I don't mind this neighborhood. The only thing bad about it is the pancakes. And I wish I didn't have a prejudice against them. I hate to think that it's influenced by other people's opinion. I never wanted to be that person. But I don't believe that's the case. I made several attempts to get to know them through my own characters. And because she's snooty, she's always got her nose in the air. And she shows up every single place. She's almost as bad as Bella Goth. No matter where you go, she's there. But Bob, oh my gosh. I'll never forget the first time Bob kicked over one of my garbage cans. I was furious. I don't think I'd ever seen anybody do that before, and it was Bob. And then another time I caught him eating rotten food in a park. He's just disgusting. I don't care for either of them. But I do like this charming little house. My goal was to try to make a decent sized house on this teeny tiny lot. And I feel like I've failed because I always want my Sims to have a generous sized yard to be in. On good days, I like them outside, grilling, exercising, painting, doing whatever, even swimming laps in a pool if you give it to them. And I have never been able to do that with this particular lot, so I always base it on the size of the pancake house. And I don't know why I do that. I didn't want to do that. But then again, I'm sure you know by now how horrible I am with tiny houses. I've got to improve on that. I cannot make a small house. I can make a small house. I can't make it functional, if that makes any sense. So that's where I am with this. I made an attempt and failed. I also feel like my kitchens are very generic. I'm getting tired of that. I want it to be different. I don't want to have a signature style. I think that's what I'm getting at. Maybe I should have one. I don't know. I don't even know if I do, to be honest with you. But I do feel like I do a lot of the same design. And that's frustrating. I'm sorry if you feel that way too. I know how upsetting it can be. But I guess they get a generous kitchen here. Now, just to go off topic for a moment, and it's not really off topic, but it's current affairs. I'd like to toss my 2 cents into the ring here as far as the wedding pack goes. We have a major storm on its way in. So I'm going to try not to talk when the sump pump goes on. There's going to be a lot of dead air in this one. Anyway, the wedding pack controversy as far as Russia goes. When I first read their release, and at the very bottom it said, due to whatever circumstances, we won't be releasing this in Russia, my mind automatically assumed that Russia had banned the pack and that EA said, well, fine, give us time to work around it and then we'll release it to you guys. But the more I heard about it, that doesn't seem to be the case, and I don't know if I'm hearing conjecture and rumor or if I'm hearing fact, so please forgive me. I'm going off of what I know. I also automatically assumed it had to do with gay the LGBTQ community. It would make sense that Russia wouldn't want that in their country because they, well, should I say they as a whole, their leader has banned it. So it would make sense that EA would not be allowed to have that type of content come into their country. But according to what I've been reading, EA took it upon themselves to make that decision without consulting anyone in the Sims community, and particularly their Russian community. And that's not nice. That's wrong. Because up to this point, let me scoot back here just a bit. I have always felt that this game is excessive in its liberal, modern way of thinking, and that, good or bad, that's got nothing to do with it. But I was a little surprised to hear that they would make that type of a decision, because it seemed to me that regardless of their liberal views, they were still all inclusive. They were living the letter of the law as far as inclusivity goes. It's never been, this is how we feel and the rest of you can screw off. It's always been, this is how we feel, this is what we like, but we also have this for those of you who don't. And that is true inclusivity. But to hear that they just made this decision, took it upon themselves to say, well, if Russia doesn't like it, then they're not going to get our game. That's a horrible thing. So this morning I saw, it's Wednesday, by the way, or is it Thursday? Today, Thursday? No, it's Wednesday, is when I'm recording this. I saw James' message on my YouTube homepage, and it said that he was not going to get involved with the pack until they resolved the issue, and I agree with him. I kind of liked that pack. I was also thrilled to death that there were at least a few lots in that world that you can build on. I'm not sure if you have to make a venue or if you can build a house there, but it's a really cute place. Not too thrilled about the fact that, again, they repurposed already purchased items and they're making you buy them again. That's gotta stop. I can't understand it. Is their team that lazy that they can't even come up with a brand new concept for furniture, clothing, hair? And if they're that lazy, why don't they just continue to collaborate with CC creators and use their stuff? Ugh, it's very frustrating. However, it isn't going to make me stop playing the game, but I'm going to hold off on that pack until I find out more facts about it. Because regardless of Russia's stance, again, it's not the Russians themselves, it's their leader, who I think is going off the deep end slowly but surely. And that's, again, just an opinion, but I think there's something wrong there. Although he's always felt that way. But because he's the leader of a country, that, you know, there's not too much that a average Russian can do about it. So I'm not going to blame them. I would hold that against their leader. So why punish? I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. I did not like the fact that them bushes peeked through the fence. But this lot is so tiny. I could barely squeeze those bushes out. That's the best I could do. Another thing, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I have no ceiling lights. There should be 3 ceiling lights and that ceiling fan from the kitchen pack should be in the kitchen. There should be 3 of those snowball lights in this room and 2 of them in the master bedroom. And there are none. I thought with the latest update that they fixed a lot of these issues. Apparently I'm wrong. because they're still deleting items that I put into a build. I don't get the lag that the other kids seem to be getting when they're doing builds. I have not had a lag issue yet. I did remove all of my CC, including all my hairs. I'm a little sad about that. I never got comfortable saying hairs as plural. It's just hair. I want to get those back. And then I have to update my... what would you call that? The picture I use of me for my... please subscribe to my channel. I have to update that. I've changed again. I am curious to know what you guys think I look like. Believe me, the 2 little pictures that I made of Sims doesn't even come close. I can't do that. I always admired people who could look in a mirror and then paint themselves or just paint other people, and it's so realistic. I envy people with talent. Now this is... water pump. This is a 2-bedroom, 3-bath house. It's a young couple I moved in here, so they don't need the kids' room yet. So I just turned that into her little artsy place. And then he gets his computer. He's geeky and athletic. She's family-oriented and artistic. Not that it matters. So I went slightly colorful. I also leave blank walls for when they do their artwork. I can hang that on the wall instead. And I did download the mod. There's a mod that, you know how when you paint from realism, I don't know how else to say it, but you ask your sim to paint what they see. And it comes out so grainy. It's just such a disappointment. Well, there's a mod that fixes that. It smooths it out and it makes it look really pretty. I have that mod. I just haven't been playing to where I would get a sim to paint. Well, that looks like it's about it. I like the way this came out. I think it's cute, but I still think it's just a little bit too big, and I wish they had a larger yard. But I love the colors. I love the vibrancy. I hope you guys do too. And as always, I thank you so much for supporting my channel. By the way, real quick, I don't know if they'll be able to use that decoration box. I hope they can. But thank you so much for supporting my channel and sticking with me to the end here. I really appreciate that. I also hope that everyone has an absolutely fabulous day. Take care of yourselves now. Bye-bye.